The next point is to inform the audience that I'm very happy to have a priest in my family. For the first time in 140 years. The Anglicans, as you know, came here in 1877, and the Catholics came in 1879. All that time, my family have never been involved either in the government or in the church. On the government side, I was the first person to be involved in the government. On the church side, it's now my daughter Patience, who is now a priest. So I thank Patience for introducing our family to that line. This is because for us, we are cattle keepers. We are cattle keepers. We have nothing to do with all other things, just cows, and some crops. But now, Patience has shown us that you can be a cattle keeper, but also a priest. And I congratulate her for that. But what is amazing is the depth to which Patience went to study the Bible. Because when she brought me the book to read it and write a preface for it, I was amazed. There are things I never heard of, or I don't know why I had not noticed them. I don't know whether the other Christians know them. I didn't know them until I read Patience's book recently. When I read it, Patience was able to, I've got her name, which I call her, but I don't want to mention it here. It is strictly internal. Because she's now a big person, you can't call a big person's household names. So Patience has been able to show in this book that if you don't defend your birthright, the thief can take it away and God can bless you. This is incredible. And this is exactly the problem of Africa. And that's what Patience is saying. She's saying that your problem, you Africans, is that you gave away your birthright. Because when we were saying what we are trying to solve here, there was no way at that time the Europeans could have penetrated Africa. They didn't have technology strong enough to defeat us. Yes, they had some guns, but those guns were not very efficient. And the Ethiopians defeated the Italians in 1896. So the main problem was us, ourselves, especially our chiefs, the ones that I apologized for here, as if I was one of them. So therefore, Patience is hitting the nail on the head. When she says that the problem is that we sold our birthright by being greedy, by being divided, by being, because the division comes from the greed. It is all linked. So I therefore really want to congratulate Patience for this great insight, which I never thought along those lines. So when these children when they came back from exile, from Sweden, because they had been moving around, Tanzania, when we were fighting Idi Amin, 2 years in Kenya, then some 2-3 years in Sweden. So when they came back in 1986, I made it a point with Mama to take them always home to our village, to show them our traditional way of life. Now, I didn't know that children really, they may not appear to be very much following, but they absorb by osmosis whatever you expose them to. And when Patience grew up, she became a rabid traditionalist in terms of the economy of this part of the world, the cows, the crops. And when she wrote her book, she brought out the testimony of how those trips, because I would go with them, we walk in the farm, they see the cows, they see the what, they would be like playing among themselves as if they are not concentrating, but it would sink in. So that one also, Patience has helped us by showing that you can be part of the tradition of the heritage. I wouldn't say tradition, maybe let's call it heritage. You can have the heritage, you have the Christianity, you have the patriotism, all of them together. And they are not in contradiction. So therefore, as Pastor Rigathi was saying, I think this young generation, you may do better. Finally, how Patience absorbed, like I went to Addis Ababa, I don't remember what we were celebrating there. I think it was something, 60 years or something. Then I wrote a paper for that conference on Pan-Africanism. I didn't know that Patience was with me, but I didn't know that she had absorbed everything. So when I read her book, she had reproduced everything I had said in one part of the book. So therefore, I think for the parents, it is also important to note that you do your best for the children. You may not know that they are picking much of what you are telling them, but in the end, you may be surprised. They may be picking a lot of what you are telling them. Even Mzee Kaguta was surprised. He used to think that I was playing football, not caring about what they were doing. But when I grew up and I started doing things, he said, "How did you remember this?" He didn't know that I was studying whatever was happening. So the parents have a challenge to give enough exposure to the children, and these children are now witnesses of whatever little contribution Mama, because the prayerfulness is Mama's. Praying, praying, praying. I said, but we have already prayed. God has already heard. What are you repeating now? No. Persistence. That is her contribution. I don't pray so much. I pray once in a while. But the prayerfulness is hers. But regarding resistance, regarding heritage, I have got my little contribution there. So, you do your best, the children will pick. You will be surprised. So I told the children, you children, here in the village, you look down. You don't look up, that in the town they are thinking. I said, here in the village, you look down, and then they walk abreast. They walk abreast here in the town. In the villages, I told them, no, here you don't walk abreast. You walk single file, one behind the other. So when Patience grew up, she reminded me of what I used to tell them, of how to look down when you are walking, walk one behind the other, because you don't have enough space to spread out. It's just incredible how children can keep everything in their heads. So I'm very happy. I don't want you to sleep here. Congratulations, Patience. Thank you, the guests who came. God bless all of you. Thank you.
A big hand clap to Mama who prayed for us. And please clap for yourselves for coming.